Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we're playing some more BUG Aluren. Changes that I've made since the last video. First, I added Witherbloom Command, one of my favorite spells of all time, and this is going to help us get back lands. It's going to help us deal with problematic permanents like Pithing Needles and Disruptor Flutes and things like that that stop us from comboing off, and it can even potentially kill a Bowmasters, but it's almost always going to be bringing back a fetch land because a huge part of this deck is hitting 4 mana so that you can cast Aluren. So I went down a couple Coiling Oracles, but we still have 10 cards that help us churn through our deck once we have the Cavern Harpy and Aluren combo. I also went up to 4 Trops and down to 2 Underground Seas. I did try a version of this deck that played 2 basic forests and 2 basic islands, but I was a little bit disappointed. It didn't really add that much stability. We're just not encountering that much Blood Moon right now. And I feel like it's fine to just play without basics. We will get punished occasionally, but we do have 3 Force of Vigor in the sideboard if they Blood Moon us. And if they have the Magus of the Moon, well, we're just screwed. But that's only happened to me like once out of like the 4 or 5 leagues I played with this deck. So I went down to 3 Force Negation and up to 4 Consigned to Memory. The reason for that is Karnforge and also 12 Post. They really rely on casting big colorless spells like One Ring and then their Planeswalkers, and this stops those. No Rod doesn't necessarily do really anything against Cloud Post except delay them being able to use their One Ring, because they will eventually remove the One Ring or the Null Rod. And then I went down to 2 Carpets. I didn't feel I needed 3, but I'm still rocking the 3 Endurance in the sideboard because I am encountering a lot of people trying to make Blue-Black Reanimator work. And in fact, Bosch and Roll trophied with a Blue-Black Reanimator list without Entomb. Of course, this is Entomb has been banned from existence and will never come back. Sometimes you have to ban something twice to really kill it with fire. Round's already started. Let's go see who we're up against. Sakuragi. Slam Dunk. I don't know if that's a reference to Sakuragi from Slam Dunk, but it's a fairly common, I guess, Japanese surname. But there's a character in Sakuragi named Hanamichi Sakuragi in Slam Dunk. So I just wanted to call that out. So I've already wasted like 3 minutes of my clock, and clock is important. Opponent was playing lands as of yesterday. I think we just want to open Ponder. Tomio's fine. Maybe we just open Tomio. But if they waste us, yeah, I'm going to just open Tomio. There's a decent chance they don't have an answer to it. I think answering Tomio is great because it just distracts your opponent. And sometimes distracting your opponent for a while is all you need. There once upon a timing. The thing I fear the most is land destruction. Tabernacle. Okay. Well, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this in my upkeep. I mean, I could pay for it for 1 turn and then get a clue out of it. I'm not going to have the clue. Like, it's not going to make sense. I'm just going to go ahead and brainstorm now so I don't have to pay. Okay, and this is great. So Coiling Oracle is how we win. We have lands. I'm going to put back some of these Ponders. I'll redraw one. But like the main thing is just, that's nice because, okay, so we get to draw our Ponder. I'm going to go ahead and immediately fetch away those, and I'm going to Ponder, and I'm just going to keep trying to find land. I don't want them to waste lock us. That's entirely possible. There's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. We just need to somehow miraculously get up to 4 mana, and I think that's going to involve... I mean, there's Aluren. I think we take the Aluren and the redundant Cavern Harpy, just in case we... Yeah, because we're not going to be able to play out a land yet, but I am going to take the Aluren for sure. And then we'll just have to hope to find a land off this Misty. I mean, if they have a Wasteland, it's catastrophic, but like, are they really going to be wasting from this position? They need to deal with this. Okay, Urza Saga. This is the one they revealed. So now we have no known information about their hand. Okay. I think what we do here is we just fetch, and then I'm going to Ponder. And if I can set up a land to Coiling Oracle into, that'll be sweet. So Trop is definitely the one we want here. And I'm just going to go Ponder. I think we just shuffle this, sadly. This doesn't find a land. I'm not going to try to Ponder again. I'm just going to shuffle. All right, we found the land. That's great. I'm going to go ahead and Coiling Oracle just to get deeper into the deck. That doesn't really make sense. I'm just going to plus and pass. All right, so next turn, we're going to learn. And unless they can waste us. If they waste us, then we're in trouble. Rumble. Mox Diamond. Okay, none of this is Wasteland so far, but I do see a Wasteland in their graveyard. They have crop rotation. Oh my goodness. This is like one of our better matchups, I think, because like it's bad from the sense that like we're super vulnerable the entire time, but it's okay from the perspective of us, you know, essentially being able to infinity combo them. They could Besage you this, but I'm already going to have my win on the stack. And now that this is out, like the game's basically over. Even if they learn now, I can just Cavern Harpy on top of this because I have a second one. Or, I'm sorry, even if they Besage you. They scoop. That was great. Thank you for scooping, Sakuragi. That would have taken a while. Okay. So against lands, Force of Vigor is absolutely coming in. Force Negation comes in. I'll just trim on some creatures. Strix is less good. Well, I mean, it trades with a construct. I think we trim on Bowmaster. It doesn't do anything in the matchup. And, I mean, technically with URO, we can put all our lands onto the table. We can just go through, gain a ton of life, leave like a few cards in our deck, put our lands on the table, and then alpha strike them. We don't need to Bowmaster. It doesn't really do anything. Like, I'd like to trim them all. This is one of the rare matchups where Bowmaster is a complete dud. Endurance could be good. I don't think Consign comes in. It's a pity they don't play blue because Carpet would be insane here. Witherbloom is pretty essential here. I think Tommy is pretty terrible too. We just got super lucky there that we were able to flip her in the upkeep. So we've gone up on green cards and blue cards, right? Yeah, so I think we're good. I'm going to try this. Huh. Maybe Endurance is better than Tommy. At the very least, it can potentially fight. We're just never going to have a mana to crack the Tommy clues. And on the play, there's no way that they're going to let us actually get anywhere with Tommy. We need more land than this, sadly. And we're going to have to combo them as quickly as possible. There we go. This is the hand. So the card that will go back is Strix. I mean, it could be... No, I'm going to put back Strix. Okay. Diamond. You have Maya in the bin. Rumble. This is a very strong start from them. I haven't played lands, but I played like lands pox, as I like to call it, because it's like lone pox, but it's heavily lands based. Okay, I don't see a... I do say a Besage you here, but that doesn't matter because we win with a Besage you on the stack usually. Well, that's not necessarily true. That could present a big problem. All right, so I am going to go ahead and just ponder immediately, and I have no choice but to fetch a non-basic here. So I get a trop. 9 times out of 10, we're going to be getting trops here. There's the reason I went all the way up to 4. I mean, this is a shuffle. Yeah, none of those are combo pieces. I don't think tucking their graveyard is so important that I'm willing... Ooh, I almost hit no. That was that would have been terrible. Okay, we got the combo. So we just need to get more mana, which again is going to be a very tall order against basically the mother of all land destruction decks in the format. If they have Ghost Quarter, it's devastating. So I can't do anything about this. They could start Besajuing our lands, but we can go get non-basics with Besaju. So it's not the devastating thing that they may think. Okay, and now they're going to be able to just machine gun out. Yeah, that's scary. Okay, this probably is going to find a Wasteland, I would imagine. They do have Thespian Stage and Dark Depths. So next turn we can die. Not necessarily die. We've got like 2 turns. I actually don't know how we win anymore because we need at least 3 turns to get our lands into play, even assuming like optimal land drops. That's a freaking draw right there. Okay, so that is an answer. I think our hand is great, so I'm going to go ahead and just ponder, trying to find land. And then I can take a land and shuffle everything that's not a land away. Perfect. Okay, and now We chill. We're going to force negation, pitching the brainstorm. Again, our hand is perfect. Next turn, we'll URO, and maybe we get lucky and spike another land. I can surveil in step. They are going to get a Pithy Needle and name Cavern Harpy, which shuts off our combo. Force the negation. Wait. This is the one from hand. Okay, good. Hopefully they don't have another. Oh, they do have another. Okay. So I think this is just death for us. Oh, wait. Wasteland 2. I feel comfortable conceding here. Yeah, there was like no way. So I do think this is a good matchup, but it's not a great matchup. Any changes? URO is very important because you can get in situations where you have to dig for... You have to use one of these to dig for an actual thing that'll win. I would like to get the other endurance in, just in case of situations like that. It can buy us a lot of time. It can also block... what's his face? Merit Lage. I'm just going to keep it as is. All right, we get to be on the play now. And maybe this matchup is even worse than I thought it was. This is a pretty good hand. 3 lands. I'm going to keep it. We're going to try to ponder into a force of negation ideally, but also force of will would be good. The number one thing is just not letting them loam lock us. And I'm not going to... I'll use this for a surveil later if the ponder fails, but I need to just hit the ground running, lining up the combo pieces. This is really the closest it gets to a race, other than like maybe playing against like Burn or something like that. Like, we can't meaningfully disrupt them. All right, they kept 6. Let's ponder. We're looking for Cavern Harpy and land. That's freaking phenomenal. That's exactly what we wanted to see. I'll take the Cavern Harpy now just in case they shuffle my deck somehow. And we're already kind of halfway there in terms of the cards we need. Like that's the 4th land, assuming they don't disrupt our lands. But that's a huge assumption. They have at least 4 Wastelands, and they may also have Ghost Quarter. And they also have Besage You. Okay, once upon a time, to start off the game, they reveal Thespian Stage. They might try to turbo me. If they turbo me, I can always play Harpy just as a blocker. And block bounce. Okay, that's scary. Super scary. Okay, and now I do have a turn. It looks like they're on the turbo me plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fetch another trop, and I'm just going to probably ponder here. See if I can ponder into a... They've already gotten the thing back. Yeah, let's just go ahead and ponder here. I mean, Baleful Strix is the other missing ingredient. I think I put back this Cavern Harpy. I don't want that. I don't know what they could have here. Like, I can't pitch the Baleful Strix or I lose. No, wait. Yeah, I just pitched the Brainstorm. Okay. So next turn, I play with the Harpy. And that can block the thing. They may be able to give it Pro, which I could force like a crop rotation. This is going to be extremely tight. Okay, they found another Dark Depths, which doesn't really change anything. Okay, that's great. This is already on the table, so I don't have to worry about that. Expedition map coming out. I think I just let this go. All right, and I know... Was one of those cards, though, it was a force... Was there a land in that pile? I can't remember. I think it was a redundant Harpy. Okay, so what I'm going to do... I'm going to go ahead and... I don't think there's a chance that I'm going to die this turn. I think it makes sense to go ahead and deploy the Harpy because I can always bounce her back to hand. If they have like Pithy Needle from hand, it'll be really awkward. But I can just force. Yeah. Oh, I can't Cavern Harpy from hand because she'll just bounce right back to my hand. I need a Strix from hand. Okay. So I'm going to go get an Underground Sea. And we're going to go ahead and play this. Blue, black. Oh, I'm so nervous. This deck is terrifying to play against. Terrifying because it's just so different from all the other decks you face. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ponder here. I don't think that mana is going to be important. Endurance. I don't think this is useful. I'm going to any order shuffle. I'm trying to find just another land in case they waste me so I can still go off. Force negation is good. All right. But I can't use it because I need to respect them having crop rotation or something like that. Okay, they're going to search. I'm going to allow it. Please don't get a Wasteland. That would actually be the scariest thing. They got a Wasteland. Okay, and now, unfortunately, I do have to use my Force Negation on crop rotation. Or on, yeah, the one that's in their hand. Okay, well, I was smart to go ahead and actively look for land there. Okay, another Aluren. I'm going to play this out and chill. I've got Hardcast Force Negation up plus Force. I'm not going to attack. I think that'd be dumb. Because like there might be some situation where they have like Lava Spore Boots or something and kill me. That would be super embarrassing. They do have green. So we're going to go ahead and just counter this. And then even if they have another one, I can just force it next turn. Karakas. I have to force this because it'll shut off my combo. So we're all in on finding a land. If we find a land, we win. If we don't find a land, we don't win. Witherbloom counts as a land. Okay, we're not going to win this turn. I could just Cavern Harpy to get a card deeper. That doesn't actually give me a card deeper, does it? I'm going to try to find the land. I'm so scared. Like, oh no. So I'm just going to Baleful Strix, and then I have Endurance with the extra card. I'll just draw the Endurance, and then next turn I can URO, but I'm at least 2 turns away from winning, which is terrifying. I don't like being here. If they go find like a Tabernacle somehow, it's also super awkward. Oh my goodness. And they have the death, they have the actual thing to kill me in their hand. I guess I can attack for cheeky 1. I don't think it'll matter. This is already on the table. So they may just go for it now. If they don't have anything better to do. Crop rotation. This is going to get... What is this going to get? We'll see. It's not going to get anything good, that's for sure. Probably just a Wasteland. Yeah, that sucks. And now I can't URO anymore. That is very effective. My opponent knows what they're doing. Okay, there's the Dark Depths. Already? Wow, that's fast. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and Cavern Harpy here just to like block as long as I can with Cavern Harpy. I can block once every turn. While I hope to eventually draw a land. Blue, black, Cavern Harpy. Bounce that back to a hand. And now I'll just let them attack and then I'll block bounce. If they can find, never mind. Because I was going to say they could recur that Sajiri step, but they can't. All right, I'll bounce it to hand. Oh, they've got the ugly Merit Lage. What the heck? Why is MTGO doing this to us? It's one thing to like, you know, have a Universal Beyond, but like that's annoying enough. But like putting, like changing the iconic Merit Lage token, that's a bridge too far. Witherbloom Command blows up Mox Diamond and gets us a land. And then we lose this, but it doesn't matter. I just need to get a land to ensure that I can go forward. Witherbloom Command, cast, destroy target. Yeah. Do this and this. I hope that matters. I will just get back a tropical island here. Wait, I can get back a hedge maze, and I can hedge maze to see if I can find another land. That seems like a better deal. All right. That goes in the bin. We're just looking for land here. This little bird's about to make a big sacrifice. If we win, it'll be an epic win. Okay, there's... This can go get Merit Lage in a couple turns, or Pithy Needle in a couple turns. So we are in danger, as that kid from The Simpsons likes to say. I think he only says that once, but it was so iconic when he said it. Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness, we did it! I think we did it. I don't have a force to guarantee we did it, but I'm feeling like we did it. That was freaking epic, clinging to life. Witherbloom showing up. They already know we have the Cavern Harpy. Do you have the means of blowing it up? Oh, we have to play this first. Sorry for the false alarm. I'll draw a card. Always yield. Now I'll play this. I took all of them out. Yeah, I'm just going to gain a bunch of life, I guess. Play a bunch of lands. Yeah, they scooped. Holy guacamole. Great game, Sakuragi. Man, we needed everything, basically. I lost all hope when we brainstorm locked there, but Witherbloom got it done. See you in round 2. All right, just a little note about the previous round. I like to play correctly, even though one of those mean I played correctly. I think I was vulnerable to them Besajuing the Aluren. What I should have done is led with the URO or the and then what if they Besage you, then I can play the thing. But they could have just waited until I played it, the Harpy. But I think it's correct to not lead with the Harpy if you have something else. That way you can follow up because you're giving them priority, and then you can take over and just roll the stack from there. All right, opponent most recently seen on Stifle Knot. I'm going to keep this. I think it's a good hand. I'll just Undercity Sewers to feel out. They mulled a 6. Gosh, that was a heck of a way to start the league, though. I have high hopes for this league. All right, Undercity Sewers. I'm just going to bin it. It's food for URO. It also gets the fear in them. Like, oh, so they've got Bowmasters in hand. I do indeed have Bowmasters in hand, but that's not what my deck is about. I'm not a Bowmasters deck. I just incidentally use Bowmasters to remove opposing Bowmasters. Okay. So this could still be Stifle Knot. Pedal. Okay. Now it's looking more breakfasty. All right. I mean, they could be one of those crazy people that's playing... I mean, they almost certainly have Ancient Tomb here. Would they really use a pedal just to create a construct? I kind of want to just ponder first. And if they daze it, I've got a follow-up ponder. I don't want to play the Baleful Strix in case they are on Bowmaster. They could respond with Bowmaster, which I could force, but they couldn't daze. So I guess, I don't know. I just care about lining up lands here. Oh, are you going to Bowmaster first? Well, let he who is without sin cast the first Bowmaster, so as I like to say. I'm going to fight over my Bowmasters. I'm not going to fight over this. They are going to get an extra ping, but my life total is not that big of a deal if I can get the combo flowing. They did use a pedal for that. These are great cards. I think I just keep them all. So I'll just play the Underground Sea here, so I have a land up. I don't want to have to shuffle any of these away. Witherbloom Command is extremely good against their deck. And I can go get a green off this. So I'm going to put the Bowmasters at the bottom. Then I'll just take this. All right. Trigger goes off. I lose a life. I'm going to lose 3 more next turn, so I'll be at 15. And then 14 after I fetch. But I think I'm doing okay. I'll just play this out. The scariest thing they could do is probably waste me. But if they waste me, that means they're not doing anything with the Saga. Ancient Tomb would be scary. I'm not going to lie. That would be scary. And that's probably what they have. Okay. So just some, I mean, I doubt it's like mono black, but yeah, I don't really know what it is. So I do want to draw that Bowmasters, but I don't necessarily need to. I want to cast this next turn. I think it's correct to just ping the robot that comes out of this. And then I have Bowmasters for the next one because they're going to go ahead and make the robot. Unfortunately, I don't want to get this needled. I do think I probably have to fetch anyway. It's very hard to go from playing combo and control decks to going to, or from control and tempo decks to playing combo. So if I make some like obvious, like, what the hell were you thinking type play, please excuse me. I'm new to this. I'm not a degen. I swear I'm not a degen. I think if they want a needle, I let it go. I don't think they're going to needle. And I can just blow up the needle later. Yeah, I'm going to let it go. Because again, I have an extra Bowmasters on top, and that takes care of this Bowmasters. They'll have 2 of these, so I won't be able to kill the thing. Okay, good. They just got an Opal, which isn't even on yet. I could force to stop it from coming on, if that's important. And like that would also stop the construct from hitting. They just have 1 attack. Okay, that's fine. I think Witherbloom's going to be insane here, but I want to draw the Bowmaster first because I can blow this. Oh, another one. Huh. How can you do me so dirty? Now I'm faced with a decision to make. I've got a land for turn next turn. Yeah, I think it's just correct to draw this Bowmaster, given the what we know about their deck. Okay, and now I'll go get the green. And I think the modes are blow up this and kill this. And then I can actually make a land drop, and then I can Bowmaster this. So let's go black, green, Witherbloom command. I will mill and get a land back. I guess I just kill their... Yeah, I'll blow up this opal. I do want the land back. Okay, I'll get that land. Play the land. I'm going to go get another trop. I do need to kill this Bowmaster because I have other creatures that can help me deal with the constructs. But I need to get this off the table before I can do that. And now they're like pretty locked out from doing anything meaningful here. I'm going to go ahead and attack, and I'll accept the trade if they want to trade off that construct token. My life is lower than theirs, but I have a feeling I'll be just fine. Because they are doing this. Okay, they don't trade. They don't take the trade. Interesting. So next turn they can create another robot, and then they can hit me for 2. They can actually hit me for 4 next turn. But then my Baleful Strixes are going to start coming out. And then my Uros. Vault of Whispers. Okay, that does buff this. Are they just on Mono Black Saga Storm? I think that's what they're on. It took me a while to identify that. But that means that this force is probably going to be pretty important, and I don't want to just, fritter it away. Okay. And that would also explain why they don't have a Pithing Needle in their deck. But, I don't play Pithing Needles in my decks. I think it's a mediocre card. It's good as a sideboard bullet, but I would never play it main deck, I don't think. Okay, so here, I think what we do is we go ahead and create a Baleful Strix. We may be able to ambush something in combat and take off one of these. I'm going to go ahead and Baleful Strix first. Land drop. Love it. I could URO here. Depends on how scared I feel. I don't feel that scared, but I am at 6 life. I mean, they could just storm me out. I think it's fine to just get URO in the yard. And then next turn, we bring URO back, and it's just going to be an absolute house. So we're getting a card. We're getting a draw. We still have Force Blue card up. We have replacement Bowmasters to take one of ours out. Okay. Yeah, and next turn, we have Ponder if we have to Force Pitch Force. I'm just going to chill. So I can actually let... I'll trade with this, and I'll block one of these. We'll see what they get here. If it's like a lava or the fire shoes, whatever they're called, lava spur boots. Yeah, man, are we how much in trouble are we? I'm worried. I feel I may have been playing this a little bit too cheeky and cavalier. Once URO comes back, he's as big as these, but if they have another artifact in their 4-card hand, it becomes very problematic. And we're nowhere near the combo. I probably take the combo out completely in this matchup. Okay, they're not attacking with that. I'm just going to put one of my Bowmasters in harm's way. No, I'm going to trade off with that. Okay, so this here, this here, this here, so I don't die. Is that... I can always do that next turn. Yeah, I'll do that. This reduces their material significantly. If they have a Bowmaster in hand, it's pretty scary. Because they could grow this. I would probably have to force that, and then that leaves me vulnerable to them doing degenerate stuff next turn. But killing one of these does reduce the size. I'll force if they have it. Okay, they didn't play it. Okay, that's good because that means I have another Bowmasters, which means I have blockers. I'm going to go green, green, blue. I have another... I have one more Underground Sea in the deck, I believe, so I can tap like this to not tell them that I have it. We'll exile. They may very well spin, so I'm going to actually exile lands. I guess I'll take some cards out. They see the Cavern Harpy there. So they know that we're on Aluren. We're not hiding anything. I mean, my opponent's a combo gamer, so they're going to probably realize, oh, that's a combo card. Okay, and I'll put this in. Okay, so we only have one force. I'm just going to chill for a turn cycle. Yeah, had I tapped different... Okay, is this... What is this? It's a pretty big spell. Do I really want to replay this entire turn? They're down to 3 cards. If I let it happen, I have double force up, but I don't have a way to deal with these. I could quadruple block one. Or triple block with the token and still have a Bowmasters in play. Then I could just do this again next turn. I'd be at 2 life. I am worried about them storming, but maybe I shouldn't be. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right. That's risky for sure. But they no longer really have good attacks. Like, they should still attack, but that was a really hard decision to make. Yeah, if they can like wheel, it'll kill them. I don't know, like if they have a bunch of artifacts, they could potentially cast they do have double black. So they could cast Tendrils, but they need 2 spells before that. If they have natty Tendrils. I don't think that happens very often. I think they'll play like 1 maybe. They're so low in life that I think I actually just smosh here. But I don't want to fetch until I'm definitely not going to die to Tendrils. Because they might have enough Tendrils to get me to 1, but not enough to kill me. Okay, they're going out of 7. So they're putting themselves very much in harm's way here. Karn. I will allow it. They could go get the bridge. They don't have the mana to cast the bridge. I'm not sure what they're going to get here. Liquid metal coating is not that super effective. But they can get an artifact that buffs these. But they would need 2 artifacts to get it to where it would trade. And if they attack, then I have a clean crackback. They're going to need something here. It's worth noting that I don't... Oh, engineered explosives. You could play that just as a thing to play. Felmire, okay. They get EE for 2, but they don't have the mana to pop it. They are so low in life. This is EE for 2. So that means I need to hold my Bowmasters here. Okay. So let's think about this. They could just like double block URO and then blow these up and swing with one of them. I think I'm going to surveil. That's great. Is that better on my deck or in my graveyard? I think it's fine because I can just bring him back after I, yeah. So I'll go ahead and attack and then I can bring back the other URO as a blocker. Blue card. Oh, yes. That's so sweet. So I'm just going to attack them and I'm going to let them have another turn with this. If they tap their tomb again, they're not quite dead. I could attack Karn. I don't think it really matters. I'll just attack them because this is a force block. And I think they just block with both. I don't have a land to put in, but I do have double force up. I'm back up to 7 life. Okay. So one of those will die. My URO dies. All right. And now I'll bring URO back. Green, green, blue, blue. URO's coming back. He will eat everything except the other URO. I do have a kill with Cavern Harpy if he goes for the Ensnaring Bridge. I think I just wait and see if I get lucky though, because I might be able to snipe him. I guess I could have Cavern Harpied one of these back to my hand. And then I could just bounce. I hope he goes for the bridge thinking he's safe. Because then I can just, like, maybe he goes for bridge. He blows these up because he's got 3 cards. Like, he needs to be mindful of the fact that I could just attack in for small amounts of damage. By keeping URO from attacking, that's pretty good. And then I'm just waiting to draw Aluren, or I'm doing the Cavern Harpy plus Orcish Bowmaster trick to ping him to death. Okay, this is 3 mana. It's a lot of mana. I'm going to definitely take out Tamiyo in this matchup and bring in Force of Vigor. Tamiyo's bad against Karn decks. I think you should always side her out because Karn, among other things, invalidates your clues. Please sacrifice something and do some crazy kind of beseech or something. What are they doing here? The One Ring? I mean, sadly, I think we do need to force this. Yeah, I'll just force. And I think that's probably the end of the game. I mean, they can block this. It's a force block. But what I can do is I can just go ahead and now they have to tap this to blow these up. They may stand they can't stand this up. Actually, none of these artifacts can survive. It's fine. They can use this for mana to play bridge. Okay, they discarded Echo of Eons. Are they going to try to spin us? That will kill them. Obviously, they're not going to do that. Oh, they're going to blow this up? This is not going to work out for you, OP. They're going to blow up my Bowmasters, and then I just play the other Bowmasters and they die. When they, yeah, that sucks. Oh no, my Bowmasters. I'm really hurt. This is where I'd be like making exasperated faces if we were playing in paper to like goad my opponent into casting this. I mean, they're not going to not cast it. They're going to go get something. What are they getting? Why activate if you're about to... I think they're going to try to bridge here. Okay, yeah, they just decided like it's safer to go with the bridge. And it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ping this out of existence. No, I can just kill them next turn. Because I just Bowmaster now. And then I just Harpy it back and Bowmaster them a second time. They're hellbent. They are dead. All right. I mean, like if they're unfamiliar with Aluren, there's no reason to show them that I'm actually playing Aluren. Yeah, just in case they're not familiar with like Cavern Harpy being a card that's in Aluren, I'm not going to show them the Aluren. All right, and the final ping. Okay, yeah, we had that covered so many times, so many ways. We were high on life. Force of Vigor comes in. I think Force of Negation is definitely worth playing. Consign could be good because it stops the Storm trigger. I think we do need to bring it in. I mean, Force of Negation is generally good against Storm. Let's think about what we're taking out. I think I take out the combo completely. It's just not where we want to be. Harpy was great there, but like now that they've seen that, they're maybe going to be like Spidey sense tingling. Yeah, and I said I was going to take out Tomio, so I'll take those out. And that means I can keep... I mean, do I want to bring in Endurance just because it could clear the graveyard? It's a great blocker. It stops Beseech lines. I don't know. It feels like a stretch, but it is a green card for Force of Vigor. Yeah, I think I can do this. Let's take a look at our blue count. I think it's still pretty high. All right, and we can see that we have 19 plus 6. So we've got 25 blue cards. We have... Oh, wait. It's 29 because of the strikes, too. We also have 5, 7, 13 green cards, which I think is enough. I'm not going to cut any lands. You could definitely cut lands here. No, I am going to cut a land, I think. I talked myself into it. I will cut a Bayou, and I'll bring in another Endurance. They're not going to be going after my lands, generally. And yes, I could get like mana screwed, but I took out the combo, so I dramatically reduced the cost. Maybe I should have learned them, actually, just to make sure that they saw the Aluren and then they prepared for that. But maybe, I think this is a keep. I mean, this is an insane hand. We've got several different angles covered. My opponent said GG, which you usually say after the entire match, and I said GG, and they said close one, and then they said, yep, G first G. Which is very adorable. All right, so we're keeping. I like the consign heavy hand. If they just go crazy here, there's nothing we can do. I mean, we can do stuff. It's just not super impactful. I definitely don't have to immediately use Force of Vigor, but I will if I think we're in danger. Like if they mess up the sequencing, if they play an artifact out before they play the Saga out. And I'm going to just play the consign, or I'm going to play the land and just chill until end step. I love free spells, by the way. If you haven't noticed by my channel, I'm playing like so many. All right, you can tap that for land. I'm not going to go after that. This is scary though, because now like they sequence correctly. I think you always play the Urza Saga first, just in case they have Force of Vigor. Okay, and they're not doing anything. This gives me a turn to think about it. But next turn, they're almost certainly just going to put an Ancient Tomb into play. I could stop the ability to make constructs, and then that just becomes a search trigger. Oh, that's good. That's a good card. I could also just go find a second Force of Vigor and just use one. That seems sloppy. I think I'm just going to let them make a dude, and then I can blow up the Saga and the thing. But they probably won't make a dude immediately. They'll probably wait till my end step. So I'm doing it during their turn when they can make a second dude. Ugh. Yeah. I'm not too happy. And I said I wasn't going to fetch until the end so I could have consign up in case I needed it. But I am going to, I guess, not follow my own line that I verbally stated. Double Force and a Witherbloom. I think these are good cards, but we really do need land. I think we take the forces just as insulation. We're going to have to spend our entire hand here, though. I just take one force and one Witherbloom command as a green card. And then I've got like those bases covered. And then next turn I ponder. Yeah, this is super slow. But assuming we don't let them grind us to death, we're okay. Okay, so this happens. Then they play the Ancient Tomb. And at least like we're chewing up some of their mana. Vault! Love to hit that. I think this is where we just do it. Yeah, by Endurance. It's just too sweet of a deal to deny them being able to create a construct. Okay, they're floating mana, that's fine. But they're not getting a construct. That does build Storm. They don't have forces or anything like that. They could Thoughtseize us and take our force. Mox Opal. It's not turned on yet. I will force like Karn. Chalice on 1. I can just force that next turn. And also hit their Mox. Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll just chill for a turn. But that does mean I can't shuffle, but it also gives me consign for a turn cycle. It's not the end. I get an extra force. Yeah. So I'll wait till their upkeep. And I'm just going to blow up the Opal and the Chalice. Not how I would like to be using this Witherbloom. It's a very strong card, but I think given the circumstances, it is correct to do this. And I always hit the repeat useful, but they could have another one in their hand. They're down to 2 cards, though. Okay. So this is like basically anything we stop here is a 2-for-1. I'll let that go. Okay. They may be looking to reload, which I would not be happy to allow them to do. They did have a second Mox Opal. This is the last card in their hand. I'm just going to consign this. It's a recurring, source of mana that doesn't give them card disadvantage. Okay. So now I'll just ponder and we'll try to find a land drop. They're in a very anemic state and I need to capitalize on that. Okay, this is just a shuffle. I know there's a ponder there, but oh, perfect. Rewarded. Okay. And now we're just going to gradually take over the game. Serious thing they could do would probably just play an Urza Saga. So 4 Explaining. Okay, that's fine. So they're establishing mana that they can use later. Definitely more blue than like Black Saga Storm would be. Oh, that's a great draw. I just chill. Eventually I can hardcast this if I don't find a green card. I've got Consign with Replicate up. Chalice of the Void for 1. I'll just counter it. I don't want to deal with this thing. Yeah, and it's an artifact as well. Yeah. Like, my consigns, my thinking is you just treat it like a Spell Pierce and like basically use it at the first possible opportunity. It doesn't actually affect my deck that much. They said, wow. I guess I could have let it resolve, actually. Maybe that was a punt. Because all I've got left are like the Brainstorms and the Ponders. I don't have any other 1-drops. If I just upkeep Vigor, I'm going to chill. I mean, like that would be nice to remove them, but I've got the force in my hand. If I can cast this Endurance, this can be a win con. And I might be able to just cast the Endurance later. Okay. I do think it was a punt for me to counter that thing, the Chalice. Hopefully it's not too consequential. Come on, land. I got a lot of land in my deck. All right, URO pitches to both Force of Vigor and Endurance. And Force. Like everything in my hand is like pitch cast stuff. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to continue. Like if I can just URO this turn, if I draw a land and just URO, that'd be great. because that's a path to victory. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Let's get a second trop here, and we're on the URO train. The backup win con of this deck. All right, and they are not bowmastering me, which is nice. Not that I would necessarily allow bowmasters to resolve. We've picked up a brainstorm, so the fact that I countered that spell is kind of paying off in a way, but most likely I'm going to have to pitch this to force. Vault. They've got a lot of mana over there now. Draw one more land, and we're good, but I can just instep the endurance if I don't. I think it's fine to just go ahead and deploy this. Prepaid removal. Okay, no bowmaster. All right, and another consign, which would be shut off had I not countered the chalice. I could just force a vigor here. I'm one turn away from just getting rid of it. I will get rid of it before they can create constructs. Use it. Use the pedal. I think this is just force pitching brainstorm. And then I can just cast endurance and get it out of the yard so they can't use it next turn. That doesn't mean I can't force a vigor that. Huh. Yeah, there's no way that I can keep them off 3 mana. So I do think that is the line. Drawing an extra green card would be great. All right. Yeah, so I'll just endurance now and crush the dreams. Yeah, this has just been a total bullying. This has been a rout. So I'm going to upkeep, force a vigor. I'm not going to wait because I don't want to have to deal with the constructs. I'll just hit the vault and the underground sea. I think that's correct. They already have blue. I just shut them off black to an extent. I don't shut them off double black, but they may need to use like triple black for some of the things they want to do here. And they may be tapping here. Like, I would not fault them for just being like, what the hell? What is your deck? It's like the most hateful deck ever. It's actually a combo deck. My opponent asked me how many Force of Vigors I play. I drew all 3 of them. Yeah, they're... Yeah, it feels good. It's a good card. It's a very good card right now. Not bad in 22 cards. Right, like, trust me. Like, my entire deck is good against your deck. Yeah, the LED is fine. And now I can just take over with URO. And I still have my force up. Like, they're dead in like 2 turns, basically. 3 turns. And I'm going to be putting victory farther and farther away from them with every attack. Let's get another trop. I shouldn't need... Let's see. Green, green, blue, blue. URO. 1, 2. I always take the lands out just in case they do somehow succeed in wheeling me. Take out the bad stuff. I'll leave the Force of Vigors in. That sounds like a good idea. Just in case they wheel and I get to Force of Vigor them again. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're like, I just now pitch the Baleful Strix and I can hold up Consign for later. There's no way they will win. I don't believe. What does this do? Scrolling Crawler. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life. I don't really care. Yeah, I'm just going to let that resolve. They're doing this because it's like a colorless, like, additional Bowmaster, I think. And I'll just attack with everything. They'll have to block eventually. There's a Bowmaster. Okay, I lose a life. Let's go ahead and attack. I'll lose another life too, I guess. But then I'll gain 3. All right, and I got double Bowmasters. Earlier I said I probably wouldn't need double black, but I could probably like straight up end the game here if I did. I could definitely double ping this. I have so much life, I'm not worried. I'll just chill and cast this out in the end step. Like, even if they drew the card... Wait, I get an extra card? Okay, they get an extra card too. I guess I could have Bowmastered it there and just killed it. So that was a little bit of a spew. I hope I'm not coming across as cocky. That's not what I want to communicate through my videos. This is a cool card though. It's like a Howling Mine with like kind of like a win con as well. They have 1 card in hand. I'll just force it and then I can consign. I mean, they could have the thing that wheels us, but then I can just kill them with the Bowmaster. Yeah. They said GG. GG. Okay, cool. They don't even need to see the other disgusting cards in my hand. Round 3, we're on the play against an unknown opponent with an unkeepable hand, unfortunately. 20 land deck. We are still going to get no landers occasionally. This is only marginally better, sadly. If they're on a Wasteland deck, we're screwed. I'm going to put back URO. It's the farthest away. And we're just going to Island Tommy. I'm not going to like live in fear of Wasteland, but it probably will be my undoing here, unfortunately. I like the force blue card, and then this is like basically the combo. Please force Tamio. Please make her a 1-mana him to Torque. Okay. Whenever my opponent stalls on Tamio, I'm like, please force her. Because she's actually does absolutely nothing if I don't draw another land or a brainstorm. Misty. They got the fancy Misty. I've got these retro borders. I had to basically rebuy all my dual lands just because I'm compulsive about retro border. And I did actually buy the Onslaught fetches as well. At least the blue ones. I just have the blue ones in retro. Sorry, you don't need to know that. Okay, they didn't shuffle. All right, how screwed are we? Do we find a land? Oh, thank goodness. I'm going to go ahead and hug first. It's not the best land, but we'll take it. Like these, I am 100% behind playing Surveil lands when your deck is filled with like UROs and stuff like that. Like I'm playing 2 of them, which is like usually I don't even want to play 1, but Breakfast was playing 2 back before the bans. And so I think we're warranted. It's warranted to play 2 of them. This might be a Bowmaster main phase. If this is that one card, the card that draws 2 cards and discards a card. Oh, Infernal Tutor just... Okay, yeah, I'll let that resolve. Let's see what they reveal. So we're up against Storm. Ad Nauseum, Tendrils, most likely. And there are definitely better targets for my Force of Will than an Infernal Tutor that's just going to get a second... Oh, a Thoughtseize. Okay, so we're going to have to deal with Thoughtseizes. I think we might actually be dead. We're drawing a land, though. My instinct is go ahead and Coiling Oracle here because the other card doesn't matter. Like the Strix doesn't matter, and we might get lucky and spike a land. And then we could also Strix. And we need to get this on the table anyway. My opponent said, Aluren! Yes, you're correct. It is Aluren. I'm going to play this out. Unfortunately, like I'm just dead. It doesn't really matter. Like if they have they're going to Thoughtseize and they could Thoughtseize twice if they want to, and then they can go off. Okay. So these clues are unfortunately going to be completely inconsequential. I mean, I could try to, I guess I ponder and try to hit another force. That way they have to force me twice. Or they have to Thoughtseize me twice. I think that is the play. So I'll get a Trop here. And if they take the Aluren, that means I'll have another turn. I could even hide it like a Baleful Strix on top. Or I mean, that's the force. And then I have Aluren next turn. So I don't want the Bayou. I'll take the Delta next turn. I take the force, and then we Aluren, and then we Baleful Strix into Harpy maybe, because we'll have shuffled. All right. I mean, like, all things considered, I think we're doing the best we can. But we're not going to actually have the Baleful Strix in our hand, most likely, unless they just spend a turn setting up. They'll see the Aluren. I love how Aluren is like the most SEO optimized, like there's nothing else called Aluren in any other game that I can find. If you search Aluren, you're going to just go on YouTube. You're not going to find random AI generated videos. You're going to find like literally everything is about Aluren, the deck in Legacy, but you might encounter like pre-modern. Okay, so here's the first one. We know they have a second one, so we just have to let this resolve. If they take the Aluren, we can actually flip Tommy next turn, which is probably better than not flipping her. Okay, and now they're going to take the other force. No point in forcing that, and now they're going to win, I presume. Yeah, and it was not correct to stop the Infernal Tutor. They just had a really good hand, and we are a slower combo deck, so we're taking Aluren out of the deck completely. We're bringing in lots of stuff that interacts on the stack. Hopefully, what? They put Ad Nauseum under there? Okay, Dark Ritual. Maybe they have a second one? Oh, is this a deterministic? Oh. Yeah, they just... What's the last card? Oh, they're going to Beseech a few times, and they'll just sack one of these. I think that's what they're doing. They're Storm 5. So they need to get Storm 10, or Storm 9 to kill us. I think they can do that through... I'm not actually convinced that they can do this. So we're going to see what they get here. I don't know Stormlines. I'm not a Storm gamer. I did play like High Tide Reset back in the day. Okay, Gaia's Will. And yeah, it looks pretty deterministic from here. Because they have the mana, so they can just cast a bunch of spells from their graveyard, and then... Yeah, I'm going to concede. Okay, cool. All right. So this is a hard deck to play, what my opponent's playing. It's a lot harder than, Oops All spells or something like that. So I just want to give them credit for playing what I would consider to be a relatively underpowered deck in 2025, but it did top 8 the European tournament. So Force of Vigor, I don't think it comes in. I mean, it's okay. I don't think actually it comes in. Aluren comes out. Force Negation comes in. Consign definitely comes in. I think Harpy, we can take all but one of them out because we're only bringing 7 cards. I didn't mean to bring this in. Okay. I think this is the deck. I mean, this is more land than I care for. I should cut a land here and then probably just bring in a single Force of Vigor. I could also bring in a Cavern Harpy. Aluren is a way to get the game over, but I don't think that's our issue. Yeah, I'll just bring in a Force of Vigor and I'll take out a Bayou. Let's go. So in terms of green count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. That's not very high. I don't know that we can actually support this. I think it's better to just bring in a Harpy just as another blue card. And we could potentially do tricks with it. Like if we just get completely stalled out. Yeah. But it is more important to have blue cards than it is to have lands. And you'll find me in like, I consider myself a mediocre mid level talent or whatever. What's the insult from Seinfeld? But I consider myself very good at beating combo degens because that's what I face all day long in leagues. I've got like, I don't know, probably nearly 1,000 leagues under my belt. A lot. Probably like at least 600. I think I've got at least maybe 300 recorded on this channel. And I would say that like a huge part of getting good at Legacy is just being ready for the combo. And that's why you'll see that I almost always play blue. I'd love to play Death and Taxes and stuff like that. This is a keep. Yeah, this is a strong keep, I think. Got blue card for Force. I'm going to lead Tommy and do what I did last game and hopefully actually cash in the clues. And hopefully they don't turn 1 me through protection. I don't think that's something their deck usually does. It's a slower deck, more deliberate. If they Thoughtseize, they could take the Force and then they'll know to also be ready to take the Consign. I think it'd be a mistake to force the Thoughtseize though. Yeah, they don't have the Thoughtseize apparently. That works out well for us. All right, Brainstorm is a great rip. I think Brainstorm is a great rip in the sense that we can just immediately flip her and I can start plussing her and I can regrow a cantrip next. I think it is worth flipping her because it's like way more mana efficient. And if we draw some chaff, like some extra lands, like I don't think we want another Tommy. We don't really want this land. That may seem weird, but it's true. Like this is a blue card that we can use later. Yeah, I'm just going to, like my win con here is Tommy and I'm just going to protect her. So let's plus her. We'll pass. If they don't cast something that we need to consign, we can force, or we can surveil in the end step. And we're just looking for more forces. Force Negation and Force of Will especially. Because they don't use a lot of creatures in their deck. And Consign is great because if they do have like some alternate win con or like alternate disruption, like Disruptor or Defense Grid, or if they try to do like one ring shenanigans or something like that, we've got that covered. But what you really want to do is just consign the last spell. Storm triggers. They could have like Veil, but Veil doesn't stop consign because it's targeting the trigger, not the spell. Bayou. I will force here. I'll pitch the URO if they Thoughtseize me. Pedal. Okay, they're not. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go for this. We'll get the black source here. That is unnecessary, frankly. I think this card's a trap. I'm going to Tommy ultimate them. That's how I'm going to win. Blue cards, force. Okay, Coiling Oracle is not the worst. I think I probably just ponder, try to find a land or another force. I could, yeah. I want to continue to develop. This is perfect. I don't want this Cavern Harpy. I do want the Force Negation. If I play out the clue, or if I play out the land, then I can crack the clue to draw into Force Negation. That works out great. Does mean I'll draw the Harpy, which is unnecessary. Right. But this does mean that we are like one fewer point of interaction here. Because we won't be able to consign and force negate in the same turn cycle. Brainstorm's fine. Use your mana, sir. And if we use our mana, like we could, in theory, like crack the clue, end step, and then next turn we could probably afford to Coiling Oracle. Because we'll have already drawn the Cavern Harpy. So we might actually hit a land. And even if we do, we still have Consign up. We just don't have Replicate on Consign. I can't remember if they're playing Sink into Stupor, but that would be a powerful way to get rid of Tamiyo here. Abrupt Decay could be in there. I doubt it. But like I'm not even playing it. And it's very easy for me to cast Abrupt Decay. I just don't think it's good enough. Like it is very good against Tamiyo, obviously, and Baragoyf. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, they're passing, which is great. I'm feeling very rolled up, but you know, I've been in more confident positions against Storm than this and still lost. Okay, so we draw the Harpy. I'm certainly thinking that maybe we just... No, I don't care about Hardcast Force Negation. I am going to go for the Coiling Oracle. I mean, I could go for URO, but it taps me out. Green, blue, Coiling Oracle. All right, let's see a force or land. A fetch land would be best because then I have the option of surveilling at the end step. Okay, that's great. I'll plus. Yeah, we got the fetch we were wanting. Again, we've got triple forces and we're about to win the game. Like this will win the game. There's no way they're coming back from me drawing probably at least another 4 forces. Just in case they're playing Spell Pierce, I'm not even going to surveil. I'll just plan to go for the win there. I don't think they're playing Bowmasters that would stun me, if that were the case. This is Duras. I think this is a force. Pitching Harpy. I'm going to just keep up the consign and then force them to try to storm into it. They veil. This eats up... Oh, Flusterstorm. So this is 3 mana. I can't pay for this. Oh, I could have freaking consigned the trigger. Yeah, I think that might have been a punt. Okay. I do think that I just go ahead and force here. They've already got Storm quite high, unfortunately. But they have to know, like, what would I be holding at this point? I guess if they fluster a second time using the pedal, then I could consign, but then I've got nothing to protect. Okay. Now I should get... That's off the stack, so I should get a chance to respond. And I will just pitch the other Harpy here. They have to be wondering, like, oh, maybe they think I have a Veil, but if I had a Veil, I would have cast it there. If they thought Seize now, that's scary because that means that they think that they can go off this turn. But I think they don't have a choice. They may be thinking I'm protecting a Bowmaster as well. But that doesn't actually win. But that would be helpful if they try to... like Dark Ritual ad nauseum, because that means they can only go so low because Bowmaster's out and can mess up their play. But if they have nauseum, they're almost certainly going to be able to just duress my consign. So maybe I punted there by throwing away 2 forces when I only would have needed to throw away 1. Chromox, okay. They're getting Storm, but I'm at 18. So they have the Storm to Beseech. Dark Ritual. If this is ad nauseum, I think we just lose, sadly. And I've played wrong. 3 mana. Beseech. Let's see what they get. This is Gaia's Will. I can't actually stop it. Their spell is exiled, so they can't cast it again. They can't duress me again. So I think I can win. They can fluster my consign, but I just... replicate it and oh man, yeah, if they have the mana left, they can fluster the consign. So I think I lost, unfortunately. That is the line that's available to them. They don't know that I don't have like endurance or anything though. They have several blue sources because they can replay those petals. Yeah, they only have one Flusterstorm, but that's all they need. Because I won't have the mana after I consign. Even if I replicate, they can just stop both the triggers with Fluster. Fluster is a terrible card for fair decks, but it's a... they screwed up. They screwed up. They might have a Fluster in hand anyway, though. All right. Maybe they didn't screw up, but like I would definitely use the graveyard line. But maybe they're like, I don't need to use the graveyard line because I just have a Fluster. Let's go blue, blue. Consign with replicate. We will replicate it once. And they can just Fluster and stop both of the copies. Okay, they're still playing, so I presume they have a Fluster as their last card. Okay, they are going to gain a life. Okay, so they have one card left in hand, and we're going to get to go. We are likely going to win from here. I said with confidence that we'd win from here. They scoop. Wow, that was freaking close. I think if you're watching, Philip, what I would have done, unless you really thought I had like endurance, you should have just gone the Guy's Will, and then you could have played out your artifact mana, right? They have Dark Writ, they have Lotus Petal, they have a Chrome Mox. They still had a card they could have embedded and printed or whatever. Probably. It might be an artifact or a land. And did they make a land drop there? They did not make a land drop, so they could have made a land drop with the Guy's Will. I think they would have the mana to Tendrils with blue mana for Fluster, and then I could have stopped whatever I was doing. Okay, so we got lucky that our opponent thought we had something that we didn't have. I am terrified of the graveyard lines, but endurance doesn't really help in any other way. And I just like we used almost every blue card in our hand there. Yeah, I'm going to just keep it as is. Combos out. And this is the difference between playing like the Epic Storm or something that like is basically all offensive and being able to play a deck that can seamlessly transition into being the control deck. Like we don't have a lot of permanent removal, but we have tons of stack interaction because in Legacy, that's usually what matters. The idea is that we can play a long game. This is a great example of a hand that we snap keep because Tamiyo immediately puts them to test and we do have some stack interaction, even though it's not perfect. So because they're unlikely to be able to interact with my Tamiyo, I can just confidently pitch this and then I've got lots of follow-up things to do. I probably don't want to ever bother casting Baleful Strix. It's just a cantrip, but I might do it. Carpet would be scary if they had that. It's just ponder. All right, and they are looking... They mulled the 6. Okay. LED now? Okay, I'm not going to counter that. All right. Usually you save it for the Storm turn. I am just going to go ahead and play the Trop into Tommy. And we'll pass with Force Negation up. They played Trop as their opener, so they may have Veil plus something next turn, and they may just win. You're going to lose a lot of games just because like it doesn't matter that you had a strong hand. Like there's no way we should have mulliganed what we drew, in my humble opinion. Also, their deck is a little more deliberate, so they are going to take turns to make land drops. Coiling Oracle is... Oh, what do we do here? I could like ponder into ponder and flipper. That would be a good line. I also may want to just keep one of the cards. I think that's better here. I'll go ahead and attack first. With Fluster, frankly, we're just never going to be able to pay unless it's like really late game. So I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to assume Fluster is, an uncounterable force. Ponder. Second Force Negation. Put it in my veins, as Boston likes to say. Yeah, so we've got 2 forces up now. And now I'm just going to surveil in the end step. We don't have a way to flip her, but we can flip her next turn because we'll have a second clue. Can we? No, we can't. We can't flip her next turn. But it's okay. Like we have 2 forces, which is big. So we're going to surveil. And they still kind of have to respect, like maybe we are playing the actual Aluren, so they can't wait around forever. But like maybe that's not even something you're supposed to do in their shoes because they just need to focus on being the beatdown, so to speak. This is a really ugly Carpet of Flowers. I really wish they didn't do this. This looks terrible. It barely looks like a Magic card. It's fine. We do have Bowmaster in our deck, right? Let's take a look at our sideboard. I think we just took out the... yeah, we just took out a Aluren and 2 Harpies. And a land. And you might be arguing like, oh, this is a situation where Force of Vigor would be good. And it's situationally okay in some situations, but usually they just hold these in their hand until they're ready to go off. I'm actually surprised to play that out. They might think that we have Thoughtseize in our deck. Dark Ritual. Please go for it. Just go all in right now. Pedal. I think they're going to put me to the test. Right, Ad Nauseum. I don't like Ad Nauseum. Let's counter that. Pitching our backup Tommy. They're tapped out. They can't use... Oh, they just skipped to that. We're 3-0. See you in round 4. Round 4, we're 3-0. We're up against an unknown opponent. This is a keep. With the unknown opponent, we do have a blue card for Force. I'm going to snap keep this. This is a great hand. In our deck, we're on the play again. Have we been on the play every single game? Like, we've gotten some serious streamer luck. If you watch the previous video, I drew like 8 lands or 9 lands in one of my games, I think. Yeah, I'll take the... oh, and it was when I had 18 lands in my deck. So that was the anti-streamer luck. In this stream, we're getting the goods. I know this isn't technically a stream. I'm not a total old guy who doesn't know. So we're going to lead with the strongest turn 1 you can do in Legacy, other than, storm kill your opponent. Play a Tommy. And I played the Underground Sea because I didn't think. I probably should have led with the Trop. That was a misplay. Okay, so we're on a Yorion strategy over here. I'm not going to keep her around. They have Karakas in their deck anyway. I'm just going to be glad that they targeted something that was relatively inconsequential. It's 1 for 1. 1 mana for 1 mana. I think this is just Surveil. And we'll pass. And then we'll start doing URO things. Again, they're likely going to find Karakas, but at least we get some value from it. I will force a Stoneforge. Maybe. Let's go Surveil. If they have like Blood Moon in their deck, I'm going to be so disappointed. Because we were so lucky up to this point in dodging Blood Moon effects. All right, let's see what we get. Strix is pretty good against their deck. But what are we looking for? We're looking for... We already have the UROs. I can play 1 URO and hold 1 URO. Yeah, I'm looking really for the Harpy. And land number 4. Bowmasters is potentially really good against their deck. They may have Felia in their deck, which would be annoying. But I'm not going to wait around. Yeah, I just want to get deeper into my deck. If they have their own Bowmaster, it's only mildly annoying because I have mine. I won't force it. Okay. Trigger goes on the stack. Let's find that land. All right. We didn't find it. And we also showed our Aluren. Oh, no. So, yeah, we can't infinitely combo them if we don't have the Harpy. We need that, and we need land number 4. Okay, they're fetching. Probably just a Surveil. Okay, there is potentially a Bowmaster in their deck. I'm going to let Felia resolve. She's scary, but, like, the thing that she enables will probably be the thing that gets forced here. But if I force, then I have to take an extra turn to bring this out of the graveyard. This has to be forced. This blows up our land. They can get this back, unfortunately. This is a disaster. Yeah, now we don't have the card that we're going to pitch to Aluren. But I can't let them White Orchid Phantom us. Because they could blink it every turn. It would just be catastrophic. So, Felia's not blinking anything. So I can ambush her next turn off of Bowmaster. And I will plan to do that. Because she is an annoying permanent. But not as annoying as White Orchid Phantom would be. And they got the cool retro border. I love this card. I wish I could play it, but it's double white, so it's hard to play. All right. This could go extremely poorly for us, but I think we play it out before they do anything else, because this is like the big ticket item. Wait. I think we just URO here. They can flicker it and then it dies. But we get deeper into our deck. I'm worried if we play Aluren, they're just like, oh, I'll blow up all your lands. Maybe that's not that big of a deal. They might have like Witch Enchanter. They definitely have Witch Enchanter in their deck. I think I'm going to bring back URO here and just let them feel smart for taking out URO. Oh, I can't bring back URO. Yeah, I'm just going to play it. No guts, no glory. We'll see what they do here. I could wait, but they have lots of land disruption in their deck. All I need to do is find a Cavern Harpy now. I've got a Bowmaster on tap. Almost certainly not going to successfully remove that. Oh, their own Bowmaster. They cast the first Bowmaster. And we can still go off on top of Bowmaster. This is a lot of damage. What's their last card? As long as it's not Skyclave. That's the real thing I fear. I mean, I guess I could just play out another one. All right, let's see where they aim the trigger. I'm just going to chill. I'll take this damage. Yeah. It sucks. It'll come back in and do even more damage. I could absolutely die. But if I find the thing, then I can just win. I Bowmaster their entire board. I kill all their creatures, basically, and I'll be low life. Even if I draw like a Baleful Strix or something like that, I can still get through this because if I find the Harpy as well. Right. I'm going to play her first. Okay, and now I'm going to play this. And now, if they try to do some trick, like a plow, it's too late. Recruiter of the Guard. Unfortunately, this is going to go off. We'll see what they get. What could they get here? This is crazy, by the way. This is not a favorable matchup, I don't think. Skyclave Apparition. Okay. Skyclave Apparition taking out our Aluren, I presume. It resolves. What is it targeting? Okay, this is actually totally fine. So this comes in. I'm going to ping this on tap one, I guess. Now I'll bounce this back to hand. Now I'm going to go green, green, blue, blue, Aluren. All right, I'll bounce this back to hand. If they try to target it with like a plow or something, I can rebounce it. Okay, this goes out. Now I will play this without paying its mana cost. Go ahead and hit. I don't really think it matters. I'll hit this one. Okay. This will target this. And now I'll just bounce it again. This is going to be fun. So we're going to totally decimate the board. We're still going to have some life left. Yeah, and they scooped. Because we were going to decimate their board, and then even though we wouldn't be able to win, we'd have a giant orc. Yeah, that felt good. That backup Aluren. Holy cow, you can't have backup Aluren if you're not rocking the full 4. I don't think ignoring the combo helps us. Like, we don't have anything for this matchup. We just hope to dodge it. It's a nightmare matchup. I'm glad I included Witherbloom. This might be helpful. Yeah, I'm just going to run it back. Like, Endurance doesn't do anything meaningful. It can stop, like, pre-war, but that's about it. Force of Vigor usually doesn't do anything. I'm just going to keep my deck exactly the same. And I'm going to hope to the high heavens that I do not get hit with freaking White Orchid Phantom, but they may be playing like 4 of them. My opponent played very well, too. Sorry, I'm eating an apple. I just want to point that out. My opponent did exactly the right things. I just got lucky and had a second to learn. All right, so they almost certainly have 4 Bowmasters. We have 2 answers to Bowmasters. Like 4 in their deck, of course. We also have the Oracle that can go off without doing that stuff. I'm terrified. They actually put more cards. They're playing like a 84 card deck. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to be chewing. Like, I'm eating an apple. It's not the grossest thing. It's not like I'm biting into like a lobster or something. So I think they take the Bowmaster here. They may take the Witherbloom. Witherbloom's actually the best card in my hand because it potentially gets me... Oh, they took the Brainstorm? All right. I mean, this hand's great. There's nothing I need to fix about it. They open Swamp. I don't have anywhere to hide. I have to lead. I'm going to lead with the Black Source. I mean, the Black Source is pretty important to my deck, though. No, I have to lead with the black because if they somehow waste this, then I do need to be able to ponder when I find those. Yeah, not feeling good. Okay, they hit their land drop, but it's important to note that they can't cast White Orchid Phantom off their swamp. They probably only have like one swamp. Stoneforge, this is terrifying. I'm not going to kill any of their creatures, so like pre-war doesn't really do anything here. If they get that, they may just get... Oh, Meteor Sword. This is a new equipment. Shout out. This is the first time this is on the channel. Destroy target permanent. So what I need to do is give them a permanent that's juicier than a land. All right, land. Love it. So I am going to be playing this out. I can fetch the other land. They've seen this. And I think I just play out the Strix here. The reason I play out the Strix is there's a chance that they think this is more important to kill, but it's not. And if I play out this, they're probably not going to kill this. Black, blue, Strix. And if they blow up my land, I can just fetch and get another land. Oh, wow. That's freaking sick. That's a sick rip, as the kids say. Yeah, this Meteor Sword card is legit. Like, tutorable. Like, we used to play this card. What was it called? The, like, exile. Gosh, okay. They may have a land drop to also put in the Meteor Sword, but they're not going to be targeting my land now because they see all these other lands. They might take the Witherbloom. There's no point in taking URO. Bowmaster is probably the take because if they have their own Bowmaster, they can put me in a weird place. I just have to hope they don't have land. Like, they added a bunch of cards to their deck, and maybe that decreased the land volume enough that they don't find land. No, they have land. And they probably have Bowmaster. It's the best possible. Oh, they're just putting in the Meteor Sword. So this is going to take a Strix, I believe. Which is a 2 for 2. Oh, no, they're going after my lands? All right, well, I will be regrowing that. And then I will be hoping that you don't also... Like, this equips, and it gives it +3, but it costs 3 mana. It's pretty costly to equip. All right. I think I just Witherbloom and drain 2 and then attack them. And it's possible that like they kind of freak out that I'm going after them. I could wait. I think I wait. And I just Coiling Oracle here. Since they've already used the Meteor Sword. So I'm going to get a Trop. They already know that I have another fetch in my hand. That cannot be stolen from my hand. Come on, show me the land. I'll take oh, wow, that's good. That's good. Okay, and I'll just hit for 1. So we have tons of Trops. They're going to have to blow up lots of land with Felia and the White Orchid Phantom before we're completely spent. And I can get one of those back. Drew another Bowmasters too, which is nice. We are gated by black, so but I'll be getting back this Bayou for sure. I'm not going to risk running out of black sources in my deck because this could be a very grindy game. Witch Meadow. Okay. They could have blown up my thing. This is 3 mana they could equip and start hitting us. Hopefully they do that. Okay, Recruiter of the Guard. I can't do anything about this. They are getting close to Yorion, so I probably have to ping this with Bowmasters. They're probably going to get the White Orchid Phantom or Felia. Flicker Wisp. Okay, so I definitely have to kill this. Oh, they can freaking flicker this? Oh, no. Not like this. They should attack here, but they're not. Okay, cool. All right. So I think I just Witherbloom. I keep more lands in my deck. Hitting an URO would be sweet. Yeah, I'm going to just do this. Black, blue, or black, green, Witherbloom, and I will mill myself, and I will destroy their Recruiter. And I'll keep these Bowmasters in my hand where they're safe for now. We did not flip. Oh, we did flip an URO. That's freaking sweet. All right, let's get this Bayou here. We'll play that next turn. We can bring back URO. The Meteor Sword is just going to keep hitting it. I'll hit him for 1, and we'll pass. And then next turn, like I can ping the Flicker Wisp out of the sky. They're down to 3 cards, but they have a big reload coming with URO. I'm actually surprised they went and got that, because if they got Caldera, we'd probably just be dead. But, oh no, Wasteland. They see the URO in there. Okay, they're flickering me. They're going to probably blow up a land here, and then they're going to also... They're just going to try to go after my lands and run me out of lands, I guess. Yeah, that sucks. They go after my black source. They waste the black source. Now they're going to go after the green source. Right, this comes back. They could have like Ephemerate or something disgusting like that in their deck, which would just totally wreck me. Okay. Right. Okay, that's a card. Unfortunately, that does use our precious black mana that I want to use to kill this. They could like flicker this and go get the pre-war, or they might even have pre-war in their hand, which would be disaster. So it's possible that I don't want to actually kill this. I just want to wall up and stop hitting them. Because they like, I'm not worried too much about life total here, but it's also possible that they equip this and then I can't cleanly remove. Well, I've got Baleful Strix, which has Death Touch. This just gives it +3/+3. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and they haven't gotten Yorion out of their deck yet. I'm just going to go ahead and draw while I can without a Bowmaster on the table. And I will go for the hit here. If they like counter attack or something like that, like, yeah, they're not trading. All right. Because they could ping and then they could start hitting. It's 5 mana. Go get that Yorion. Okay. And then what else do you have in your hand? Nothing? Okay. I need to ping this Flicker Wisp out of the sky now. That has to happen. I could... Yeah. I need to kill this too. I'm going to attack with everything. Because if I can get this off the table, it's like huge. If they block here, I can ping. I have 2 of these. Right, they die. I'm going to go fetch. Get an Underground Sea. I should have exactly 1 left. This is terrifying. I will lose that, by the way. And now Yorion is going to flicker the sword, but that's all it's going to flicker. This is the highest priority to kill. And now, I mean, this is like basically the worst possible matchup, I think. One of them. Blue-black tempo is pretty rough too. And I've struggled with blue-black or blue-red tempo. But we just dramatically reduced their permanence, and we actually have a decent presence here. Okay, this is their Bowmaster. Containment Priest. Okay, that doesn't matter. That doesn't affect my deck at all. It does negatively affect your deck. But they can start flickering my stuff, and yeah, here. Oh, pre-war. Oh no. Okay, we lose. We lose. I'm not even going to play it out because what this does, I mean, okay, like if I drew Yorion right now, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to. Actually, yeah, I would need to draw. Oh, okay. So let's say I'm going to keep playing for this extremely unlikely line. Oh, it gets exiled. Nice. Nice. Hoisted by your own petard. You deserve it. You're playing like this insanely grindy deck. You need to learn how to play it right. All right. That felt great. So this will get blinked. They can blink this out, and then this comes in at the same time. I think the static ability still applies, though. Okay, Strix. We can bring back URO. That's probably a pretty high priority kill for them. That does dig us deeper into our deck. They may use the Meteor Sword on URO. Oh my goodness. Sorry if I seem like too feisty there, but I was so happy. Like I actually probably would have missed that in paper. I'm really glad. Okay, so we can URO and Baleful Strix this turn cycle. They have 1 card in hand. We know it's Yorion. I think it's better because it digs us. Oh man, it's hard. It's hard. It's very hard. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play this out. I just want to get material on the table. Let's see what we draw. Black, blue, Strix. And if I find a freaking Bowmaster, I can potentially kill this. I mean, it's a land. It's not the worst. I'm going to go ahead and Yorion here. I'll get a Trop out of my deck if I still have one. I'm playing a lot. Okay, I've got 1 land left. Worth noting. Yorion, just getting deeper. I could have done this after combat. It was kind of a mistake. Because now they know, okay, that gets the last land this turn cycle. I am going to attack with everything. I just needed max damage. I think they just block one of the Bowmasters here. Oh, that's great for me. So they can blink pre-war and get it back. Maybe I did them a disservice by doing that. Or like maybe I actually helped them. Okay, so they can Crocus, they can loop every single turn. I don't think we can win anymore, but we still got 12 minutes, so I'm going to play it out. So they get the Meteor Sword and the pre-war Formal Wear, which we'll get. Man, yeah, maybe I should have just attacked with the Strixes. Well, I am going to attack with everything next turn, unless they have a way to gain life. I don't think anything in their graveyard gains life. They could go... What they probably do is they Stoneforge. They could Flicker Wisp to double kill. And bringing back URO is pretty bad now because... Yeah, Flicker Wisp. So this is going to target the Meteor Sword. Or it could actually target the pre-war. Okay, Meteor Sword takes out that. Pre-war gets this back. They probably blink the Meteor Sword, but... That doesn't immediately have a positive benefit because it doesn't come back in until the end of next turn. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. We're really just looking for Aluren. Harpy would be good. I actually think that we keep this because this gets deeper into our deck. Yeah, we have the mana to cast it. We have no more, like this is a dead card. So this is probably the last meaningful turn of the game. They can block bounce. Harpy would be okay. If we find exactly Harpy and Aluren, we're in business. Yeah, I'm going to try for it. Okay, I mean, I'm going to play the Aluren. It's, unfortunately, it's... We're just going to have to draw through this. Oh, wait. I'll put back the Force. I can put back the Aluren and bring back URO this turn. They'll have to bounce it to my hand. They'll Meteor like a bunch of our stuff. URO will draw into the Pluto Delta. So I'll be able to shuffle away the Force. I don't think holding Force is where we want to be. Let's see. I have 1, 2. I don't actually have enough to do URO as well. So I think I just bring back URO and chill with Force blue card in my hand. Green, green, blue, blue. Bring back URO. And I don't think they can target anything in my graveyard. I'm just going to get rid of these lands. They are all fetches, which means fetches without fetchables. Orphan fetches. We draw a card. Okay. I can't put that into play. Yeah, I screwed up. I meant to hold up Force, by the way, when I was brainstorming there. So I think here we just attack with both of these and they could like block bounce. I could attack with all of them. This has 3-4. I'm just going to attack with these two. I think they're going to block bounce with that rather than let it die. And they'll take 1. We have lots of life. Okay, that's fine. Now the Meteor Sword comes back. It probably kills URO. He's like the scariest permanent on the table. This is insane. This is like a great game. Okay, it's taken out our Strix. So this turn, I am going to shuffle finding nothing. Just to, like, if I get another turn, I get White Orchid Phantom, so I don't even have to shuffle. They should go after our black source. This black-green source is probably the best target. Okay, that's fine. Yes, I'll use the ability. I will fail to find. Now my opponent knows with confidence that we don't have basics on our deck, but they would have known that anyway. So I'll take this damage. They do have the mana to play out the Yorion and Flicker again, and I think they do. The real question is, can they destroy all of our lands before we can cast this Aluren? Once we cast Aluren, we don't need the lands anymore. I think they can Flicker the Meteor Sword. They flicker everything. I think we actually do lose enough permanents that we can't cast Aluren anymore. So maybe it was a punt. Maybe I should have, let's see. Because they can hit a land. They hit 2 lands. I'm going to concede. Yeah, unless they make a mistake. This should just go after our lands. I think the huge punt was giving them an opportunity to sacrifice the Containment Priest. Oh, Meteor Sword. They made a mistake. They hit our land, we'd be dead. We're probably still dead, but we're not necessarily dead. Flicker Wisp is bringing back... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we don't have any more black sources. So I've already shuffled. I'm just going to hope that the top card is what we're looking for. We had to find Harpy. If we find Harpy, we win. What is the card? It's just a... Caldera. It doesn't matter. All right, let's see if we find it. All right, green, 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 green. Aluren. Play it. All right, URO, let's play it. I'm going to fetch with this on the stack. No, it doesn't actually change anything because I was like fetch to thin, but I don't actually have any lands to thin. Come on, Harpy. Oh. Okay. I won't put a land in. Oh my goodness. They scoop. I could cry. That's one of the best matches I've ever played in my life. Oh my goodness, we got so freaking lucky. Like, granted, like we had 4 of them in, 32 cards. No, wait, we had 3 of them in like 30 cards. But like to cantrip twice, like this is why you play tons of fetch lands. I'm playing 11 fetch lands. We hollowed our deck out. This punt with the Meteor Sword, killing our URO. They had plenty of blockers. They absolutely could have survived another turn cycle, and there was no way we were... Like, if they'd just gone after the land, I wouldn't have... They didn't know that I didn't have another land. But they killed 1, 2, 3, 4... They killed 4 of my lands. And I still had... Like I guess I should have 9 total. Let's go take a look at the deck. So it's 11 fetches and 9 fetchables, I think. Bayou. I'm shaking. Hedge Maze. Undercity Sewers. 4 of these. That's 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So I'm not sure where the last land went. I just want to do one more inventory. So this is 4 lands. 5, 6, 7, 8. Are the borders throwing me off? Yeah, 9. Okay, yeah. So we were out of fetchables. Oh my goodness. That's the freaking skin of my teeth. Holy cow. This is an amazing league. Let's go to the final round where we're going to be destroyed by Oops All Spells. We're 4-0. Final round, we're up against an unknown opponent. Against Be Excellent in a trophy run. Uh-oh. I'm going to just say I'm 4-0. One of us... Oh my god! Oh my goodness! They said thanks for making the content. They're 4-0 too. Okay, be on the play. Maybe this is the last time. This is definitely the last time we're gonna be on the play of this league. I think I'm gonna keep this. Okay, so this is just a. If we absolutely need to, we can fetch a. All our fetches fetch are all early. I don't know what I'm talking about. But if I play the Verdant Catacombs, that probably like sends off the most Spidey signals. Okay. So they're on the preordained version of Blue-Red Tempo. I've lost to this deck way more than I've won against it. Let me tell you. So I think this is just under... Let's get the Hedge Maze. We need a lot of green here. I am going to bin this. It's food for URO. We need these lands. We do have an URO in our deck, which is a great way to beat tempo decks. Draw a land, that's fine. I do want to put these in the graveyard. I'm just going to go get an Underground Sea here. Maybe, yeah, Underground Sea. I could get a Bayou and then, no, I have Bayous in my hand. All right, I'm trying to calm down. That previous game was just absolutely insane. So we'll Strix here. This is a great card against them. It like dulls a lot of what they can do. Force is not a great draw here, but we might be able to use it if they do something too degenerate. Like, yeah, that's fine. We've already got that answered right here. They're wasting us. That's fine here. I just want to keep drawing lands. Witherbloom is actually freaking-tacular. Holy cow. We get a land back and we kill their Delver. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And if they daze, I will force the daze because I think this is so strong. Right. I will force your daze. Okay. So they forced negation. And we're going to write URO to the bank. We did bin a lot of lands here, unfortunately. I think we need to get back the Trop. No, I'm going to get back the Underground Sea just in case. Yeah. Let's attack for 1. I'm like totally dialed in. I would love to trophy with this deck. This is my favorite deck right now. I was like dispirited after like 3-2ing like so many times. I think I may have 4-1 once, but this is by far the best I've ever done with this deck. Okay, that is also pre-answered with our prepaid removal. They're wasting us again. Little do they know that our hand is just chock full of lands. And we just drew another. I'm going to play this out because I can surveil. And I'll just chill. This has to attack into this. I want to keep my life total flush, which URO is going to do a good job of. Because they're fetching. They could have like the cutter plus bobble, which would be scary. All right. Bolting my dude. Yeah, that works. Now we have to worry about Merc, which, URO may not be able to race. Also, if they daze my URO, it is a setback. We don't have any removal in our deck. Like, we just had the prepaid removal. Oh, I was supposed to freaking surveil. That was a punt. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's go get a trop. Let's survey how many we have. I purposely built my deck to, like, be able to absorb all 4 wastelands, but we did mill a land. Blue, green. All right. All right, I'm going to put this in so I can surveil. I do still have... No, I don't have a surveil. Well, I'll put this in anyway, I guess. Just to fetch a land out of my deck. All right, and we drew another URO, which is great because we can, like... They can still do some crazy shenanigans that would kill us if they find the cutter, but like if they don't find that, we're not in that rough of a spot. I mean, like that value we got off them having to force negate was huge. Another wasteland. Oh no. They can absolutely tempo us here. That sucks. Good news is we're going to have a lot of mana to bring back URO, but the bad news is they've hit us with Wasteland 3 times. They hit us one more. It might be GG. I'm just going to untap. I am going to fetch here. I'll get another trop. Actually, I have a trop. Yeah, I'm gonna take the trop. Okay, and now we'll draw for turn. Okay, another URO. So we're gonna go ahead and do our URO thing. And just draw a card deeper, get some life back. And then if they have the 4th wave, oh, that's so brutal. That might actually be it. Like, they ban a force, even though that'll flip that. That sucks. Okay, I'll make my land drop. Oh, wait. I could have freaking made a land drop. I'm so dumb. Sorry, my excellent friends. That was really dumb. Like, totally unnecessary. I was like, oh, I'll just put it in off the thing. Like, forgetting that they had days in their deck. That may be a game winning and ultimately trophy run winning, losing loss there. Holy cow. And if they find the wasteland, we're just dead. Another DRC. I think we're dead because they hit for 6 and they're definitely hitting for 6 next turn. Hitting potentially for 9. What could we draw? Aluren? Okay, well, we have to do this. I have to show you the nature of my deck. Okay. I'll play this out. I mean, we basically have to URO into URO to survive, but a Strix would do it too. A Harpy, so we win. Holy guacamole. That was insane. We got so lucky after that punt. 2 punts. I forgot to surveil, and also, yeah. They said nice. Yeah, it is very nice. They scoop. Holy guacamole. Holy guacamole. That was an insane game. All right, so Endurance is coming in. Carpet's coming in. I take out the Bowmasters here. Like, you get lucky sometimes and snipe something, but like we're not on the aggression. Like, they just picked it up when we had the combo. I probably want to just run 0 Bowmasters. I have to cut one more card. I mean, like, Coiling Oracle is pretty weak. I think that's how I do it. Yeah, the big punt was, of course, not playing the land. I was like, oh, I don't have a land drop. Oh, wait, I do. For some reason, I just didn't, because I fetched. I thought, oh, I've already made my land drop, but I had actually just fetched. I hadn't made my land drop. Okay, we're going to run it back. I feel like these sideboard substitutions are going to make our deck a lot better. I am keeping Force in just out of respect for the explosiveness of their deck. I don't like to cut it against the current version because they have, yeah. This doesn't have our sideboard cards, but I'm going to keep it. I'll just open Hedge Maze here. They may like keep a more reactive hand, seeing that we call them out. Nope, they're not. They're going for the throat here. Like, those Wastelands were brutal. Mishra's Bobble. So they can almost certainly flip her. So I'm looking for prepaid removal here. They're bobbling us before we draw. No, wait, they're bubbling themselves now. That makes sense. Okay, they're going to do the Delver trick. They are a savvy player. I actually think I lead with green because I really need a lot of green. I think it's likely it gets wasted. I mean, no, I'm going to URO food it. It's too late. That's really there to just to be a pitch spell. It's not essential to the deck's main plan. There's no way we're winning through combat, I don't think, unless we get extremely lucky. They're on a very aggressive build with many of these. Okay, that's not a... Oh, no. If this is the cutter, I'm really in trouble. Okay, just another Delver. Not as scary, but also very scary. And now they can line up their second flip. The best draw we can get is probably just Baleful Strix here. If we get to a high enough mana value, like I'm probably going to be holding this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to play this out. I could potentially Coiling Oracle into a land. Is that better? I think it's better because we could potentially brainstorm that back. Yeah, I'm just going to go get the Underground Sea here. And also, like, I'm almost certain they're going to flip, but if they, for some reason, aren't able to flip, Coiling Oracle can trade with this. Green, blue. If they daze, that's totally fine. That'll be a daze they won't use later. I'd welcome it. Okay, land, please. Oh, all right. That's fine. We're under a lot of pressure, though. So we're taking 6 here. What? It didn't flip? We're so lucky. So lucky. I will trade this in a heartbeat. And this is a situation where, like, if we had... Oh, yeah. There we go. That sucks. Are they going to waste us in the Merc? That would be scary. They're taking our Black Source. We still have 2. And this is why, like, you might be like, oh, you should play a bunch of basics. But this is actually an example of why you don't want to play a bunch of basics. Because they can waste you off of, like, the specific colors that you need. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for giving me this trade. It's a big deal. All right, this is only a 4/4. It's not terrifying, but it is, yeah. I mean, the scary thing is, like, our development is so weak here. I think I Tomio and ultimate her, and then they have to spend a turn going after her, and we save life. Yeah, it sucks, but I think it's correct. Not ultimate her, but just flip her. And yeah, let's go ahead and get a Trop here. Well, I guess I could get an Underground. And then when I brainstorm, I'm going to try to... Yeah, I'll just put back the Undercity Sewers. They could daze here. Okay, great. So cards that go back. I mean, there could be a situation where we need to learn number 2. We definitely don't want to draw this city. No, we're going to redraw. So I'll just go like that. And we'll redraw, assuming they don't have like a surgical or something like that. That would actually be really annoying. Okay, and now Tomio is going to die, but she's going to save us some life. Or if they just continue to attack us and ignore Tomio, that works too. Because she debuffs. I think they probably have to attack with both. All right. Oh, they're thinking about it. No. Oh, they're just gonna keep attacking me. I guess this is a 2-turn clock. Yeah, my Tomio gambit did not work. Okay, so if we get some... Oh wait, it's not a 2-turn clock. I think that's a mistake. What they just did, unless they have a pyro. Okay, that's fine. She did a job. She was a 1-for-1. So we're going to URO here. Well, we're so close to death. So I will go get a Trop here. We're going to URO. And then next turn, we can attempt to Aluren. And URO trying to find a Caver Harpy. This will keep us barely alive. If it resolves. They force that. We're dead. Yeah. Okay. Final game of the league. Can we beat blue-red? I have struggled with beating it. I mean, the fact that Coiling Oracle traded with the creature was huge there. I think it was a huge mistake for them to attack, but they had the power to get over the line anyway. I would have just hung back and like waited till I flipped it. I don't think we make any changes. I like where we are. We don't have the ability to win on the stack, but I don't think that'll be a big deal. Again, we can gain enough life. The way they win is through life. It's not like we're going to have to race like a Thassa's Oracle trigger. All right, let's see. I mean, this is the combo. This is a force of blue card. We're just going to take slow and steady and hope they don't have Wastelands. And we don't want to force anything if we don't have to. But the way we lose, frankly, is them. And I'm not going to force into days because I'm not going to cast any spells. I'm just going to be surveilling. I'm so terrified. I've been working so hard. My opponent has too. They're 4-0. If they win, it's either way. Like whoever wins, it's a win for the Be Excellent community, if you want to call it that. Like the chilled human beings, my excellent friends who tune in, they have a great opening. They keep terrifying. It's probably a pyro. Firing that off now. That's fine. I am going to change that for a different card now. So we're going to definitely start Hedge Maze here first. We just need to get these in play, like as many of them as we can. URO is a great card to bin. I always bin URO because, you know, he can come back and you're like, no, I don't have to pay the mana if I get up to 4 mana. And like somehow, that's a good card. That's a very good card. All right. We'll see if they want to force this. I will probably maybe force to keep this around. Okay. Wow. It's in. Okay. We don't need the mana now. I'm just going to keep this mana up so I can pay for a daze on my force. If I have to force, I definitely don't want to. So URO can come back. If they play another Volk, I'll feel very good. They are getting closer to Delirium. Like if they find a Wasteland, it's a big pain. Okay, they bend a Pyroblast. So what I do is I get Aluren out and then like I bring URO back. I probably have to get URO back first unless I have a way to draw off Aluren because URO is how I actually win. Oh no. Yeah, that sucks. And unfortunately, I do have to get the, I'm going to get the other Surveillion. I'm not just going to chill. Because if I can find a Baleful Strix, we're still in business here. Okay, that's another trigger. And they were able to get Delirious, which is huge. That's like a really big accomplishment because they didn't play a second land. So this is very big for them. Okay, and they're waiting for me to do this before they do it, which makes sense. I will get my Undercity Sewers. I'm looking for Baleful Strix. URO number 2 to the bin. Okay, URO's almost ready to escape. We just need more mana. Baleful Strix is the best draw, I think. And I will trade it off. Land is fine. It's not bad. Oh, we got a freaking Baleful Strix. That's awesome. So I'll yield to that. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the ability. And I'm going to put in... I'm going to go blue... Play this out. Black. Baleful Strix. All right, this is just going to buy me a turn. That's nice. Yeah, we're chilling. If we can get Aluren onto the table, and we do have force to protect it. If we get Aluren onto the table, they're probably going to Pyroblast this, I would imagine. Another bauble. They're getting a lot of those. That's very good for them because that just triggers a lot. Another Wasteland. Oh my goodness. Unholy Heat. I mean, I'm sad to say this, but I do think we force here. I'll let them surveil first. The reason we force here is because they're about to crash into this. Yeah, and I have a redundant Harpy. Like, I need to get this off the table because it's pressuring me. If they have a force back, it sucks. Okay, and now this has to crash into here. So that is very good for us. We've removed their clock. And they should use this, but if they have the cutter in hand, they may opt not to. Okay, that's fine. So I'm not going to fetch because I actually want to draw land more than anything. Okay, that's great. We got so lucky here. I'm not going to cast anything here. I'm just going to play out this. And I want to do a quick inventory. I've got 1, 2 lands accounted for, so I should still have 4 drops. And yeah, they're going to draw their card. I should have 4 drops and I'm struggling to think. 2 Underground Seas left in the deck and 1 Bayou. Okay, they had another Wincon. Okay, they played this, but they didn't crack it. All right, I am still going to be patient on these. Brainstorm's great. We don't need to put anything back, though. I could go ahead and brainstorm and then decide what to do here. I think that's correct. They could have Spell Pierce. I don't think they do, but that would like wreck what I'm about to try. So I'm going to get my Trop. And I'm going to go ahead and just brainstorm main phase. Because I could go for another Strix. They didn't have that. Yeah, I'll put this back. I'll put back a land. Now we have a second force if we absolutely need it, but we definitely don't want to do it. I'll play this out. Yeah, next turn I can bring back URO. Yeah. Next time I'll attempt to bring back URO. I'm going to take 3 here. If they crack this to get like a Surveil or anything like that, then we're good. I definitely don't want to pitch the Cavern Harpy. I'm trying to think of what I would even force here. Okay, we'll take that. But even if they don't crack, I will have the mana to attempt an URO, which can get dazed, of course. Wait, do I draw a land here? Did I put a land on top of my deck? I think I did. I think I punted if I didn't put a land on top of my deck. Let's try it. Okay, great. Okay, now we're going to add green. And now we can just bring back URO, which is super good if they don't have the... I might fight over this because if he resolves, I think that's just the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is huge. Top card. What is it? I think I want to go ahead and fetch now. I seem to recall it not being something I was too enthused about. I think it's a backup Aluren, and I don't want that. Unholy Heat. Let's let that trigger resolve. I can't do anything about this, unfortunately. I can bring it back again next turn. Because if I fetch, they could absolutely daze, and it's a huge blowout. I'm going to let this die. And I'm just going to hope they don't have like 3 bolts in their hand. Oh, we're drawing to so many good cards. Yeah, they only need 2 bolts, actually. I can force one of them. This is freaking do or die. Now, I think I could play out the Tamio. Oh my goodness, what do I do? I think I hold the force. And next turn I bring him back again. Yeah, I'm just going to be patient. Like, I can definitely attempt to bring him back, but they might have Pyro. They've used both their Unholy Heats. They are getting the land here. Every land in their deck is an island. I'm at 12. Okay, I gained the life. That's a big buffer. Okay. Okay, and they didn't have a Wasteland, which is nice. They're going to ramp me even further. So I might be able to Aluren and URO, depending on what happens here. So I am going to force this. Because if they want to fight, they can fight. But like this is how they kill me this turn. And I think next turn I will have URO back. Yeah, they do play days. So I'll let that resolve. They had double days, I think. So I would have walked into it. Okay, I don't think that was correct for them to daze there. Oh, yeah, they reduced the total number of mana for carpet. So that might have actually been correct. I don't get the vibe they have force, but I think we just bring back URO again. Okay, that land actually might be enough. So I'm going to add, yes, I'm going to add green here. We go blue, blue, URO. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll leave an URO in the graveyard just in case they have like some way of like, yeah. I mean, they could borrow it and then surgical. That would be a sequence that would punish me. Okay, and now I'm just going to Strix now because I'll have 2 different ways to win, and I don't think they can win anymore. I'm like so far ahead. Okay. And they didn't fight either of those on the stack. So I feel very confident that like maybe even without resolving, I can still win. Even without Aluren getting through. They replay the land. There's another Quarry. This is going to resolve, but we have lots of protection on the ground now. Lightning Bolt. It does trigger. Right. That dies. Okay, I'll take it. I'm trying to think of what could be in their hand to stop me from trophying here. Yes, I'm going to use it. Let's add a bunch of green. Add a bunch of blue. We're going to go green. Oh, I should have done this post-combat, actually. But I don't think it matters. Green, green, Aluren. And then the Harpy. They said GG's. Okay, good games. That was a freaking trophy. Trophy! repeat what I always say. Yes, I was like so distracted with talking to them. Okay, so there are probably other trophying Aluren lists. I've seen some people playing Aluren. I think if you used to be a Nadu gamer, this is where you should go, frankly. This is way harder to play than Nadu. Nadu was dead simple for the most part. Even Nadu Breakfast was way easier to play than Cephalid Breakfast with like the Stone Forges or the Bowmasters. There were many variants over the past few years. I think ever since the initiative, that's when Cephalid Breakfast picked up steam. But let's talk about the deck. First of all, Witherbloom came up several times. I think Coiling Oracle was fine. It did trade with a Delver in that one game, and we still lost that game, but it was strong. I understand people like I went in the Aluren Discord. Shout out to the Aluren Discord, by the way. Join that if you haven't. And people are like, I don't even actually think I own more than 2 Cavern Harpies. And I'm like, you're an Aluren player. You're in the Aluren Discord. This is like a 5-cent card. It's like 0 ticks or 0.01 ticks on MTGO probably. Like I would encourage people to experiment with playing 4 of them because you can't, it's a lot harder to combo when you don't have a higher likelihood of drawing your combo. Yes, if you're playing like the white version where you're searching your deck with, what is it called? Recruiter of the Guard, then yeah, you could play like 1 copy. You could play the Arctic Merfolk thing and then you could just do that combo, but that's way more convoluted and way more brutal. And that's like more of an all-in combo deck, whereas this is just a great mid-range deck. And I want to talk about our range. We beat lands. We beat Storm. We beat freaking Death and Taxes. We beat Delver. We went through the full gamut here. This is Legacy on hard mode. We played against every, potential top deck. Like this is a very good reflection of what would happen if you went and did the first 5 rounds of a tournament. Granted, at a actual tournament, there's like a ratcheting effect. So each round is harder than the others. But we did face somebody who was 4-0 in the final round. So I actually don't know how MTGO works and whether there's a ratcheting effect. But I do know that sometimes I'll be in my final trophy round and I'll just be playing somebody who's on the first round. But I will say that like this is a legit deck. Like look for it. Expect it. Be prepared for this deck. If you see somebody playing Cavern Harpy or Coiling Oracle, or if they're even like just being really cagey and not doing a lot, if you see an URO in the graveyard, this is, in my mind, probably the premier URO deck. Like if you're on Beans, you could play URO, but URO really shines in this deck because it can come back, like it can be in your grave, and then you just take a turn to bring it back, and then once you have it back, you have something to bounce the Cavern Harpy. Right? This is a 2-card combo, but it's actually kind of a 3-card combo because you need a Baleful Strix or a Coiling Oracle or an URO to go off, and URO is the best card of all because it gains you back the life that you're spending to get Cavern Harpy. It puts lands into play so that if you need to, you could cast like a Witherbloom command and have mana for that. Like if you need to cast something from hand, like really the only things you would need to cast from hand are Witherbloom command. Everything else is a creature, but you might need a cantrip. I've found some situations where I need a cantrip even after I've got to learn out. Usually that's just to find URO because once you have URO, you just go infinite basically. But let's talk about the sideboard. I definitely felt afraid during that Storm matchup when we didn't have all 4 Force Negations. This doesn't play Thoughtseize, and the reason it doesn't play Thoughtseize, a lot of people might think life does matter a lot. Like you're basically, it's kind of like playing Doomsday or like Ad Nauseam Tendrils or something where you really are using your life total as a resource because you will often find situations where you have the win on the table. And this didn't come up during this league, but it probably came up in the previous video I published, where you need every single point of life to be able to Coiling Oracle through your deck with the Cavern Harpy to find your URO. And that's another thing. Play 4 URO. He was absolutely cracked the entire freaking time. He pitches to Endurance. He pitches to Force of Vigor. These are 2 of the best sideboard cards you can be playing right now. Carpet was insane. I don't think you want to play 3. I experimented with 3. So really like the question is, do you want to play 4 Consign to Memory or do you want to play 4 Force Negation? And a lot of people are like, why are you even playing Force Negation? That's crazy. You're doing it wrong. And it's true. Like if you look at like Bosch and Roll, he usually just plays 2. And like a lot of other players will just play 2. But I think Force Negation, like you can play Spell Pierce, you can play, Flusterstorm, you play all these cute spells Or you can play the free spell that definitely answers the thing, regardless of whether you had to tap out to put a Tommy on the table that turn, right? Like, it sucks to sit around and hold up Spell Pierce. Force Negation is a Spell Pierce, and you almost always have cards in your hand with this deck. How many times did I go to empty? I honestly can't remember ever being completely Hellbent. Like, even if you go Hellbent, you have URO probably, unless they've wasted the heck out of you, or Meteor Sword you. That was a cool... Man, how scary is that freaking Death and Taxes deck now that they've got Meteor Sword? Oh my goodness, they can just destroy all your lands. But this is not like, let's run back to basics. Like, run back to our basic lands. If you want to watch me run back to basics, I do that quite a bit on this channel. But I genuinely think like, and I'm a huge proponent of basic lands. I think after playing a whole bunch of leagues with basics are just a mistake here. If you look at the color pips, blue, black, black, colorless. Wow, a colorless pip. How many of those do we have? Well, we've got 2 more in Aluren. We've got 1 more in URO, and that's it. Everything else is double color. Everything like this is the gold card. This is the American Express gold card up in here, right? A lot of people are also like in the Discord saying like, oh, 4 forces. That's literally your only protection. Play Abrupt Decay. Play XYZ. We now have Witherbloom. I didn't include that again. Like, this used to have 4 Coiling Oracle. But if you think about it, like, Witherbloom kind of gets you a land more reliably than this, and it can potentially blow up like a Pithing Needle on Cavern Harpy or a Disruptor Flute, or it can blow up one of the Quarry Seal Cutters. It can blow up like a key if they've got like a monolith out. We didn't have to face Karnforge. I think we're fairly well prepared for Karnforge between the Force of Vigors and the Force Negations and the Consigns. But that is definitely a deck to watch out for. The deck that I've struggled the most with playing this deck, and I think my overall win rate, let's see, I did I think like a 4-1, 2-3-2, and 1-2-3. And then this trophy. So that's an overall pretty positive win record. But the deck that I've struggled the most with by far, hands down, is freaking Delver. I mean, Delver, we saw how aggressive they were going after our life, and we're just a dirtily, like, Wasteland is really brutal for us. So one of the more recent changes was putting the carpet back in. Believe it or not, I was playing without carpet because I was like, oh, well, I'm facing so much Upsell spells. We didn't face that. I want to play all 4 endurances, but I think 3 is probably enough when you also have in Force of Negations. So like my main question going forward, I feel like the 60 main deck cards are great. You may be saying, what role does Tamio play? Why even play Tamio in this deck? Well, I'll tell you, she's a broken freaking Magic card. And I wish that she'd been banned. Believe me. But I'm not going to just stop playing Magic for 4 months. I'm having tons of fun. This is probably the best control meta ever. Like, if I could wave my hand and get rid of Tamio in One Ring, believe me, I would do that. I would like literally make a $500 donation to like the Legacy Data Collection project if he could like somehow swing getting those out or something like that, right? Like, that's how much I would enjoy these cards being gone, the One Ring and Tamio. But that's not how it is. Like, you just have to kind of accept, okay, Tamio is just... Those are the, like, you know, for example, the Geneva Convention bans chemical weapons, right? You're not supposed to use chemical or biological weapons, right? So that's off the table. But a lot of people might take issue with like using mortar or using any bullets. Why don't we just have fights hand to hand, like manly men, right? But like, if you aren't playing Tamio, you're essentially unilaterally disarming yourself. These are the rules of engagement. The rules of engagement are, I am allowed to put a Tamio on the table and then flip her the next turn. And there's nothing you can really do about that other than be prepared with cards like Witherbloom Command that destroy Tamio. Oh, and I didn't even mention that. Like, that is another good use case for Witherbloom Command, is just cleanly dealing with Tamio while also returning land. You're almost always going to want to return a land, by the way. Like, I think every single time I cast the Witherbloom, I was getting a land back to my hand. This deck is incredibly land hungry. Wow, this has been a great league. That final round was insane. It was great. My opponent said they punted. I didn't see it. Like, I felt like I was in check the entire time to their flyers. I do think my like an otherwise incredibly epic matchup, like the Death and Taxes one, is definitely the one I'm most proud of. Lands at the beginning was tight as all heck. My goodness, like, it literally just came down. I think like I had to top deck like 2 cards. I got some serious streamer luck this game. Like, don't be afraid Don't be ashamed if you're like, oh, I loaded up Be Excellent's exact 75 and I went 05. Like that could probably happen, especially if you're new to Aluren. I've got a lot of reps with Aluren over the years, playing like the more fair versions. And now I'm just all in on this version. Like I'm never going to go back. Like Legacy's just sped up too much. Being able to cast, like, okay, I have 4 mana on the table. If you don't have a Daze or a Force, the game is over. Like that is an incredibly powerful thing. If you get a chance to go watch the other Aluren video I did, I'm up against Mengucci. Andrea Mengucci, my hero. He's like one of the strongest players I've ever seen. And I'm up against him. And let's just say that like being able to combo at instant speed is huge. So if you have time to watch that, that's round 5 of the previous Aluren video. I'm going to leave it here. I had an absolute blast playing Aluren. I am so grateful to everybody who tunes in. I'm most grateful to my most excellent friends who become channel members and get to watch these videos like basically as soon as I record them and upload them. I'm going to be doing a lot. I got some band control coming up. I've got lots of bug control. I'm so happy green is like unbanned now and we can actually play green decks. I love URO. He's one of my favorite cards ever printed. Like a lot of my sensibilities heavily overlap with Bosch and Roll, by the way. Like I'm basically like, that was a huge part of me learning Legacy as a serious player. Like I played Legacy and stuff as a kid, like when it was type 1.5. But like, I do want to do a shout out to Bosch and Roll for continuing to like iterate and brew. And of course, like Punishing Waterfalls, another huge hero of mine. I'm learning so much from these other creators. There's this new creator, True Tempo. If you're like serious about tempo, check them out. They've got some great stuff. A lot of Delver. You probably know about Echo Baronin. You probably know about like LSV and like all the other big channels, but like True Tempo is like brand new. So I'm going to shout out the new guy on the block. Curdy is also a great tempo gamer, doing a lot of experimentation. I'm sure there's some other great channels that INF. If you're cool with like, he doesn't narrate. He's like a Japanese player, but he just like basically like records it and speeds it up and plays this music over and over. But I learned a lot from watching him too. So if you're learning a lot from me, go learn from some of these people too. But if you want to become a most excellent friend and support me directly, just join. I think there's like a button below join. Click that join button and you'll give me like, it's purchasing power parity adjusted. So it's basically like if you're in the US, it'll be some amount. If you're in Brazil, it'll be some amount. If you're in Italy, shout out to Italy for keeping like these insane European Masters and Four Seasons tournaments and stuff going. I know other countries are involved too, but the Italian scene especially has been really inspiring for me. Japanese scene, I don't know. I'm just on like a kind of a thank you. I'm on a high right now. Like this is incredible. I feel like we were dead to rights against that Death and Taxes player. Like I felt like totally checked. I felt like, oh, they've got the, DRC into Bobble start. I'm screwed. Like there were so many times the lands player when like they started wasting me and they were playing exceptionally well. They knew exactly what the game was about. I feel like I really like dodged some serious bullets. Also being on the play at least like 4 out of the 5 rounds, like MTGO's RNG was really looking out for me there. So I don't have anything else to say, but be sure to tell your friends about the channel. Get your Allurens now. They might spike. They're a reserve list card, unfortunately. I don't think they're ever going to print like anything functionally like this. It'd be cool if they actually printed like 1 of 3 or something. Maybe don't do that. But I think that if you want to get your Allurens, get them now because there will never be another Aluren printed. I own 4 copies. I actually had to buy the 4th copy because I used to be a 3 Aluren gamer and now I'm sold on 4. The format has sped up, even though it's slowed down a little bit with these bans. I think Legacy is going to fundamentally keep accelerating toward like almost a vintage-like experience, but there's only so much they can do to control their R&D mistakes with vintage. Here they can actually ban like broken cards like Entomb and not doing stuff. So sorry, I keep going off on tangents, but get your Allurens. I got one for like $22 or something like that, which is crazy because they used to be $40. And I think before that, they may have been 60. So they may have actually been falling in price. Get them now. They're going to spike. Hopefully a bunch of people will pick up this deck and be playing it. Because I do think that this is a real meta winner out of the bans. So I'm sure I've said plenty. Check out the channel, become a member. Check out my backlog of hundreds of videos. Check out those other channels I mentioned. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.